Now, like, can you give me a backstory of like the whole situation in itself? Like, you taking it to China, why is it a violation? Let's start there.
So I think this was like June. We were invited to go on a trip to Hong Kong, and
Hmm.
we were supposed to go in July. And for reasons, it ended up being pushed back because we couldn't get like CPS approval. We couldn't get vendorship done on the people who were paying for us to go on a trip. They couldn't get the vendorship stuff done, so the trip was pushed back to September. The actual people who paid for the trip and invited us on the trip, they came up here to begin the school year. They came up here, no, actually at the end of the last school year, they came up here to Simeon. They flew here from Hong Kong. It was about like a team of 6 or 7 people. They flew here from Hong Kong and they just came up here to walk through the building, introduce themselves, get to see what the life is like here in Chicago and in the high school environment. And that's when they extended the invitation for us to come to Hong Kong. Fast forward to September, literally, we left on a Wednesday, the 10th. The trip didn't get approved by CPS until that Friday, which I believe was like the 7th or the 6th. Through the whole thing, bro, like once we got the invitation, everything for me was passed on to like my administration and CPS administration. They had to clear everything. The people who paid for us to go on the trip, they had to pay for everything through a vendor that was a CPS vendor. So some people from Chicago Bulls was involved in this. Some people from and the Chicago Bulls only in the sense of they were a community organized group. So they reached out to CPS to get the approval needed for the vendorships. That didn't work. So what ended up happening was the company that paid for us to go on the trip actually went through a CPS vendor and paid for everything, flights, hotels, everything. Um, we leave on the 10th. We go out there. The crazy part about it is the trip was so far away from being about basketball, bro. Like, we got some young people that's dealing with some real stuff right now. We got a young man that just had lost somebody to gun violence. And we had another young man that was potentially thinking about leaving our building because of some things his family was going through that we didn't necessarily have control over. But we was able to take him out of this country, for 5 or 6 days and let his family mind be at ease, let his mind be at ease, and let him be just a young man. We were able to go over that, bro. It was so little. We played a couple games, but it wasn't even about basketball, bro. We went to a high school actually, and did a cultural exchange. We went to restaurants where our kids was able to try some food that they never tried before. They was able to get out into the streets of Hong Kong and see the country and see the place for what it was. So, it's being made to be about basketball now, but it was never about basketball. For me, once I received that green light from CPS, I'm thinking we a go. Like, I ain't thinking there's nothing that hold us back because my job wasn't to check bylaws. My job was not to communicate with IHSA and none of those things. My job was to do what I did. That was pass on the invitation to my administration, who passed it along to the people that they worked hand in hand with to get this approved. So in this sense, this whole suspension, bro, like I'm being made out to be this sacrificial lamb when I ain't necessarily did nothing wrong. But accept the invitation. Who wouldn't accept the invitation for the opportunity to take, 17, 18 young men out the country to Hong Kong, for a trip like this? We went to Africa in 2022 and they suspended me for 2 games because they said that um, I didn't have any clearance from anybody. That's what the principal at the time told me. Nobody cleared this trip. So now, in this sense, opposed to me being hand in hand involved in anything, I pass it on to my higher ups. So now you telling me that even though I did everything right by dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's, I'm still the one in the wrong? I'm still the one that's got to get the suspension. And I don't even really care about the suspension part of it. It's the fact that I feel like it's the character part of that. It's the part that I know that I'm a black man in this situation and I stand firm with who I am and what I'm about. So it's kind of like an attack on my character, attack on my position, and attack on the role that I play in the lives of these young people. So that's kind of like where I am with everything, bro.
Okay, and then just to double down on it, the exact rules is that you can't do what? What is the exact rules that you violated?
So it was 2 violations that they said. One of the violations was they said that I was not supposed to be organizing any team events outside of the basketball season.
Okay.
And then the other one was is that I was not supposed to be coaching the team. outside of the basketball season. I was going on this trip and I got evidence, bro. Like I got videos, I got pictures and everything where it's all over the state of Illinois. You got teams playing games in fall leagues that we don't even participate or play in. You got situations where it's coaches all over the city, all over the state actually coaching their teams. So my thing is that, why are we being held to a different standard than everybody else? Just because we Simeon and we've had the amount of success that we've had, the rules should be the rules for everybody. And we submitted some of that documentation. We submitted some of that photo evidence and some of that video evidence, but none of that was taken into account when the decision was made for them to say that we wasn't supposed to be organizing as a team or I wasn't supposed to be coaching. I respect IHSA, I respect CPS. But at the end of the day, we got to be real on what's going on out here. These young men need people. They need somebody that's willing to fight for them, stand up for them, and get them opportunities that some of them may not never see. How many of these kids, they got passports, bro? Like, we got 18 young men that got passports. Some of them would have never even had a passport in their life. They got a passport and they got a stamp. And you telling me it's because we played two games and because I was coaching them? That's going on right now at Hope Academy. It's going on right now at Homewood Flossmoor for their league out there. It's going on at Lamont. It's going on at Canelan. It's going on it's going on at all these places. Why are we being held to a different standard? That's what I don't understand this decision that they made.
No, I I'm kind of lost too. Because while not outside of pe other people doing it, I just want to double down on the point of it seems like it's more so of an opportunity for the students to get exposed to more things and different opposed to you being coaching, trying to get some extra coaching hours in or get some more team drills in. It's more so like you just giving them opportunity. So, when they went to China, did you coach them, or did they just have a did they just experience just another country?
No, it was both, right? Like,
Okay.
I mean, it was both of them. So what ended up happening is somebody within my building here at Simeon and also another coach in the city sent in a video of Slam Magazine did that Derek was in, our boys was in, and it shows some highlights and it showed me coaching, right? Like I'm not running away from that fact. Because at the end of the day, like not even me wanting to break a IHS or IHSA bylaw. Once I got that green light and the itinerary was submitted that said, this is what's going to happen on this day. This is what's going to happen on this day. This is a game day. This is a game day. I'm thinking we fine. I'm thinking that they know because I'm the person that's on all the paperwork as the main chaperone,
Mm.
right? So at that time, I feel like CPS. I mean, I'm not. Y'all should have been the ones communicating with IHSA. That was y'all job. Everything was going to you all. It was cleared through you all. I didn't clear it. I didn't just take these kids and go on this trip on my own. But like you said, bro, like we can sit here and talk about the basketball aspect all we want, and people can have varying opinions on the basketball part. But the most important part, man, and I'm gonna keep hammering in on this. We were able to take 18 young men from the south, from all over, because we a school that get kids from all over. We was able to take 18 kids on a 15-hour and a 50-minute flight to a whole different part of the world. And for us, it's like they time traveled. We left and we got there at nighttime, and we left during the day, early in the morning, right? Like we went all the way like a day ahead. Then we came back, and it was a day behind. These kids was able to experience that. They was able to see that. We got young men who was like, "Man, Coach Tim, I'll move here now." Because I was able to come here and see how these people treat me. I move here. I felt like a celebrity. I felt like a star already. I felt like I made it already. Then I'll have other kids that's now coming back and they like their drive to be successful is a little bit different. They ain't caring about no basketball. That's a part of it, but they just looking at it like, damn, this how people live. This how people interact. Damn, I can leave out my hotel and I can walk down to the store. I can walk to McDonald's and I ain't got to look over my shoulder. I ain't got to worry about getting shot. I ain't got to worry about getting robbed. I'm thankful, bro. Like I'm thankful that I was able to get them 18 boys or play a part of giving them 18 boys the opportunity to just live rent free out their mind for 6 days. I'm a grown man. I'm 37 years old, bro. Every time I leave out Simeon and I'm driving to the crib, I'm stopping at the light and I'm looking over my shoulder. If I'm pulling up somewhere, I'm not putting my car in park. I'm sitting there with my foot on the brake, ready to pull off if anything happened. I was able to go over there myself at 37 with my kids, and I ain't think about that for 6 days. That's important when we talk about mental health and what we going through in our community. And how this shit beating our heads up, beating our minds and our hearts up on a day-to-day basis and the trauma that we gotta live through. So it's hard for me to be apologetic that yeah, we played a couple games. Yeah, I coached them. It's hard for me to be apologetic to that. But it's hard for me to be apologetic to that because I don't feel like I did anything that all these other coaches are not doing too. And then when I said it to IHSA, they said, "Well, if you want to send in this stuff on, we'll do an investigation on these other teams. All you gotta do is look on the internet. This shit on the internet, just like somebody sent y'all a video off the internet of us. It's all on the internet. Coaches on there. You got sports writers on that. Man, this kid did this in this game versus this team. It's on there. So that's why I'm kind of like I'm like you, bro. Like I'm lost on this whole event. I'm hurt by this whole event because at the end of the day, like I know for myself, and I said to you off camera, bro, I'm not in this for no money. I'm not in this to sell no kid. I'm not in this to get a free pair of shoes from no shoe company. I ain't in here to be the greatest coach of all time or to walk around with my chest up because I won all this. No, bro, I'm literally in this because I want to help some young black men be better, bro. Because what they going through on a day to day, none of us can understand. CPS don't understand it. IHSA don't understand it. And these are people that's getting paid. You know what I mean? Like I'm working every day to try to understand these kids and what they got going on and how I can better help them. So I'm not going to apologize for that, but at the same time, bro, it's tough because you got people that look like you that are the people that sent this video in to cause this whole situation in general. So that's what hurt the most.
Yeah. So for my, I guess moving forward from this situation, what's the appeal process like? Is it you said they gave you 6 games? Is it the way can we appeal this to get this down? Like, what this decision final?
Bro, yesterday was my appeal, So yesterday I appealed for because they had me at 4 games first, and I appealed yesterday. It was a 12-minute conversation. They asked me 3 questions, and that was it. And then they come back today and say, "We're gonna go from 4 to 6. We're gonna reduce y'all games. We're gonna do all this stuff today." So for me, it's like what changed from beginning because I thought that standing in front of y'all on that Zoom call yesterday was me expressing to y'all that, I did everything right on my part. Why am I being the one that's being held accountable when those two entities on the top, y'all should have been the ones communicating. Once this was approved, their job was to communicate with y'all.
So you spoke and then once you spoke on that you had a previous incident like 2021 and 22 which made you move more, you know what I'm saying, by the book and more, some precautions this go around. In between that time, do you feel like it was anything that you might have done or some interactions with ISSA that could have them pretty much have it out for you or just not in favor of you?
Yeah, no, I don't know because I don't want to say they got it out for me. I don't want to say that they not in favor of me. I just think that they don't know me, right? Like they don't know me at all. Um, So again, when you looking at this whole situation in totality, there was never a conversation had on, man, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that you're looking for out of this? Even if y'all still rule how y'all rule, because at the end of the day, y'all rules are y'all rules. I don't agree with them. I think that it's outdated. But at the end of the day, y'all never even having a conversation with me to say, man, what is it? How this is how you should do it moving forward? Because the opportunities are gonna come. My best friend, one of my best friends, is about to have his jersey retired on January 24th. He is who he is. I grew up with him since second grade. How can I be held liable and accountable? Because I got a friend who has been good to people all around the world that want to extend opportunities to him and opportunities to young people that he work with. That man come in this building all the time, bro, and talk to these kids, work with these kids, get to these kids. When an opportunity like this, he's supposed to say, "No, I can't help facilitate this. We should be turning this stuff down." So at this point, for me, the appeal was yesterday. And now for me even having this conversation with you, bro, it's just me wanting like our community to kind of rally with me, bro, and say, you know what? Something got to change, whether it be those bylaws got to change because our kids, where we come from, bro, that's dealing with what they dealing with, they need coaches and men 24/7. There can't be a time limit on that. It can't be you can only be with them at these moments. You come into Simeon, bro, you come into this building. I don't just give my all to my basketball players. I'm giving it all to our kids in the cluster classroom. I'm giving it all to the kids that's walking through the building every day. Like what do you want from me? Like when we talk about And we talk about what you want from black men in the black community, and you want us to stand up, you want us to be strong, you want us to lead, and you want us to guide. What else do you want from me? Because I've shown for the past 15 years, I've sacrificed everything to do exactly what people say they want you to do. I ain't been called no mess. I got two kids that I take care of, that I love, and they know me and they see me and I'm present. I got 13 nieces and nephews that I take care of. What else do you want? So again, in that instance, going back to basketball, give me the game on what you think we need to do better. Because just to sit up here and say to me that, man, you shouldn't have been coaching or organizing a team event. Well, tell everybody that. Tell everybody that. Don't hold me accountable and then don't do the same for everybody else. I don't care if they white, black, purple, or green. At the end of the day, wrong is wrong if that's what y'all saying. I shouldn't have been coaching, we shouldn't have been playing. Then you need to make sure that you are able and capable to enforce that rule all across the state of Illinois, not just when it comes to Simeon because we on slam.
Hey, I think that's what we conclude. That's the statement here. That's all. Think that's the soundbite we need. My last question would be to you. And this could be on the record, off the record, however you want it. Do you feel like they're going to use, because there's no headlines that has came out yet. This is probably going to be one of the first headlines from your POV, but I'm pretty sure other magazines, other newspapers going to pick it up once the news hit. Do you feel like you're going to get your fair representation in the media about this situation? And you think
I
how
actually
do you feel? And how do you feel about this with Simeon? Like, do you feel like Simeon school, like the boys are being treated fairly and they're gonna get fair representation with this?
no, because I mean, just to be honest with you, I feel like within my own, like here, like we don't have people that's fighting. I mean, I'm the only one in my staff is the ones that's fighting right now. It's a lot of just, man, we just gonna accept it and deal with. But now my boys ain't gonna get the fair shake. They ain't gonna get the fair shake because right now everybody should be fighting for them, saying, man, these boys got an amazing, amazing opportunity. Like that should be it. So I don't think that we gonna get a fair shake in the media because I'm seeing it right here with my own two eyes in front of me that we're not getting a fair shake. And the last thing I'll say is I had a media outlet that reached out to me and I spoke to. And I literally had to say to him, bro, the only thing I ask that you be fair in your assessment when you write your article. Just be fair to me. Just be fair and say that, you know what? This man did what he was supposed to do. He being held liable, but he got approval from the people that he employed by. He got approval by the people that he's employed by. And their job was to do what they supposed to do. And if any ball was dropped, it was not by him. Him or his kids should not be the ones that sacrificing or losing out because some people in some higher positions didn't communicate or two entities don't communicate. I don't have no problem with IHSA or CPS, but there are some things that's outdated, bro. These kids are not who I was or you was in 2007. They need more hands-on. I had a whole community, bro. Like I can go to my neighborhood and my whole block knew me and talk to me. Most of these kids don't even know the people that they live next door to. So who do they know? They know they coach, they know they coaches, they know the people that's around them. So if you telling me that I cannot be around them or I shouldn't be around them, I think that that's unrealistic in today's world.